Hi guys, Josh from Sportitude here today, coming at you with the new Brooks Adrenaline GTS 18. So this little guy here is one of my favourite updates of 2017, and I don't say that lightly because I'm a shoe lover. I love a lot of shoes, but this little guy here has got some unbelievable changes which I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Firstly, I'd like to start talking about what foot type fits inside the Adrenaline GTS 18. So when we're looking at this specific shoe in store, we're looking at a foot type that rolls in, a pronated foot type. Now, to give you a bit of an understanding of the pronated foot type, I've done this in videos previously. What we do is we look at what is happening through the mid-stance phase. So when the foot comes down on heel strike, or even if you're sort of slightly tended to hit more mid-foot, forefoot, as you come through your gait transition, does your foot roll in over that arch, or does it stay stable and pitched? If it rolls in through that arch, this little guy here is a shoe we certainly entertain. Now, why is that, I hear you saying at home? It's because on the medial side of this shoe, they've got a dual density foam. So what that does is, if I push my thumb on that region, it's firmer, it's more, you could say denser, of course, being dual density. So therefore, when the foot's going through that transition phase, that doesn't collapse. It doesn't give like the lateral side of the shoe, which is designed purely on that cushioning impact. Take the weight of your gait cycle and transition it through to midfoot on the cushioning side. However, on the medial side through here, we're talking about a dual density foam. Now, coming back through here, you can see there's a slightly darker shade of grey. Now, not many shoes do this in terms of offering a early heel strike zone support. So I'm trying to try my best here to do a heel strike model zone here. So as the foot comes down, as you can see through here, that little tiny dark slit isn't quite as firm as the mid-stance phase, but it's certainly a lot denser than what you get in the cushioning region. That offers a slightly early strike zone support. So therefore, if that wasn't there and you're a heel striker, you could tend to come over a couple of degrees, which will put a lot more stress on your midfoot as you go through the toe off. So that's what that little color there is, if you ever wondered at home before. Now, the Adrenaline is by far the most consistent shoe in the Brooks range. If you go back over the 18 years of looking at this shoe, wish I had the first edition here to show you, because you would be blown away what can happen in 18 years. But in terms of these shoes, they don't tweak it too much year in, year out, because it's got such a massive following globally. If you go back to the drawing board and re-engineer things, you're going to have a huge percentage of runners who have loved this shoe previously who are going to be stuck. It's going to be, there'll be chaos in the world. They won't know what to do. They'll probably go back to barefoot running. However, what we've got here in terms of the shoe, the upper changes this season is quite dramatic. So they've gone for quite a lighter upper, but still kept plenty of support through that mid-stance or the navicular region through here. But you put the shoe on and it feels like you don't have anything on top. It's really nice. It's unbelievable how they've been able to do that, but still keep the support. Nice internal heel counter, so obviously you're getting plenty of support when your foot comes down through the upper region. In terms of the actual cushioning system, what we're doing is we're doing a DNA, which they've been sort of using in their running shoes for probably 5 years now, give or take. The DNA cushioning system, essentially, it's a silicon blended cushioning system that they sprinkle through the EVA. So yes, it's a slightly softer feel on the foot than what we've had previously from the Adrenalines, which is not a bad thing. I'm not talking about astronomical changes here, just a slightly softer first fit and feel. And what that will essentially do is when you go out in the footpath and go for your runs, it's going to give you a little bit more impact guidance underneath your strike zones. One thing I do like about this shoe is, yes, it's targeted for the heel striker. However, myself, I'm a midfoot striker when I go for my runs, and technically in the past I haven't really found the Adrenaline too comfortable, purely and simply because I found the arch support a little bit intrusive when I'm going through my strike zone, which is mid-stance. However, going from a run in the Adrenaline 18, I was blown away by the support. Now, you can see on the outside through here, the outsole is encapsulated. There's no sort of trussing system that comes across and breaks up between the heel strike zone and the midfoot zone. So therefore, when I'm hitting midfoot, forefoot, I'm getting a consistent feel underneath my foot through here. Other little thing I like to touch on is the outsole. As you're looking at the outsole, I'm going to try my best to bring this close to the camera through here. So take a good look at that forefoot configuration. So what's happening in the forefoot? So what we've got is, we've got a flex groove, a flex groove from the medial to the lateral side. However, you've got, say, a 2/3 flex groove through here. So right under your big toe, if I drilled a hole right through here, that's where your big toe joint sits. Now, the reason they've encapsulated that outsole through there is when we're toeing off, you can see as I'm bending the rubber ever so slightly, that rubber gives that outsole a little bit of support as you're toeing off. Now, if that wasn't there, it would be really flexible and therefore would defeat the purpose of having some arch support through here. So it's just Brooks' way of giving a little bit more toe support. Talking about widths, it's very important to know. Now, the two shoes I've got in my hand here are the width stories from Brooks. So get ready, go make a cup of tea because there's a lot to talk about here. Now, we've got a B, which is narrow in the men's, and then it goes to a standard D, a 2E, and a 4E. That's 4 widths. That's massive. Women's, we've got a 2A, which is narrow. We have a B, which is standard. We've got a D, and then they offer a 2E as well for a slightly broader, or a broader foot type. So at home, if you're sitting there going 2E, there's not many shoes that women's are available in 2E. Well, it's great this little guy does come in a 2E. It's sad to say this, but in the past we've had people come in and ladies come in and they've got broad forefoots, and in cases we've had to look at men's shoes to make the shoes feel comfortable for them. However, being a 2E or being available on a 2E is fantastic. It allows a lady to wear a cosmetically driven shoe, a pretty shoe, and get the width that they're after. So there you have it, guys. Brooks Adrenaline GTS 18. Brand spanking new shoe, love it. If you're a pronated foot type and you haven't used it before, get it on your foot. If you've been an adrenaline user before, guys, you will be pleasantly surprised with this shoe. Oh, before I go, pardon me, it's important to know that the RRP on this shoe has dropped $20. So Brooks have dropped it from $240 to $220, which is fantastic. They've improved the shoe, but they've also made it a little bit cheaper. Win-win. Happy running, guys. We'll see you next time.